Daily trading recap, Friday, the 27th of May, 2022 here, ending up the week on the overall market with very hard green bounce these past 2 days. Hitting me right in the keister with this automated algorithmic session-wide future strategy, though. Really biting my keister on that one. To Christ be the glory through all of it, though. Dollar volume here quick before I go over everything else. Just as reference for me, NASDAQ $235 billion volume as of 30 minutes after the close here. NYSE $292 billion volume. OTC markets $1.3 billion volume on the day. No other equity trades for me on the day. Took off pretty shortly after my 9:30 strategy played out there for the 9:30 to 9:45 time frame. I mean, that's honestly a strategy I'm considering for these just stupid losses and just kind of silly beatings that I've taken with the session-wide automated, already pre-calculated profit target strategies in place. These 15-minute strategies of the 9:30 to 9:45 and the 3:45 to 4 o'clock have been working pretty decently and not hurting my feelings as much as the session-wide strategies. But sure enough, it was the session-wide strategy that did just absolutely obliterate me for how long for my misappropriately sizing of that trade to begin with, thinking I was just kind of getting away with a nice little easy scalp, and then of course got steamrolled with that on the hard $7,000 loss day. But then on the flip side of that one, these 15-minute strategies using the same methodology of testing with the data and the back-tested, 20, 50, 100 days, the market has been saying has been potential opportunity there. Is there any playable opportunity in that? So they certainly hurt my feelings a lot less and have been showing a more consistent hit rate and a more manageable for my smaller account to be able to just rationalize and withstand, especially for all the fees I'm incurring of just still holding positions and then trying to trade through these time frames while I'm trying to do the session-wide strategies as well, and just the kind of weirdness that the P&L has to work out from that and what it assumes my actual position is from the different things, and then of course trying to get both long and short at the same time on the different ones. Just kind of becomes a headache at times. So I could see myself doing that in the next few trading days here, of just going after these little 15-minute window of the open of the day and the close of the day for the opportunities that have been there outlined in my data. But gosh, this month started so promising and just, turning along even with that small, I was doing everything with small size, but even with that everything is working on all 5 cylinders. Even the losses were being covered up by the wins, and now it's just kind of becomes confusing. Like, do I really trust this data right now for where my account's sitting? Of course, it was my mistake at times, and that's just when you take out the backtesting of the vacuum of backtesting into real world and apply what real world trading is. These things are going to happen at times. Of course, not to this degree, not to this extent. Sometimes I look out to the upside, but it's questioning my data if this data has really proven itself. Of course, it's so hard to then apply this of looking at it at a trade reviewer, plugging it into any system of a trader, seeing a trader view, whatever, because of the different sizes that I would take on it from where I started on the month of taking like MES size to now taking a full ES size, and then of course having to size back down again of just like, okay, that's the tough variable in all of this that, in hindsight, especially with the full futures session-wide strategy that I potentially should have waited far, far longer until my account size was much larger to take even the size of one ES contract to be able to do these things versus the kind of size that I was still pushing on very quickly with a $10,000 account. Figure that was enough for the time for what the variables were saying, but definitely, for the future, I think I need far, far more buffer room than just that. Of course, factoring in the margin that's taken up by the contracts themselves, but then also those harder, unrealized days to be able to sit through that without panicking of, oh gosh, okay, shoot, am I going to get margin called here? Is this going to be any problem? And then that forcing me out of the backtested trade, the data portion of the trade, not wanting it to become a part of the real world situation of me forcing a $7,000 loss instead of that day becoming an actual win day and a part of an awesome continual strategy that this is. So these past 2 days have just unfortunately been losers right in a row, just smacking a dead horse for me specifically, but continuing on. I told myself at the beginning of this automated strategy that this money is something that I'm willing to lose entirely, and that's kind of what has been proven these past futures trading opportunity-wise, but that is the perspective I take in all of this, that these are hard losses and things are hard to take, but this is part of my trading journey. I can't change it. anymore for what these times. I followed along with all of my plans of what I was anticipating to do, but just, yeah, of course, having to realize and see those hard red numbers appear, it's just like, yeah, that's tough ones to swallow, but they will pass through the digestive system one way or another that way. So that is all I had of the day. Short, quick recap. We're just going to continue to get after it. Continue to not force as much computer time or try to create more things. I can see some opportunities in the equities of just watching them and being part of, but then again, I think there is also time for a mental break. Time to go fishing, as Jesse Livermore loves to say there for that quote. So going to push a lot more of that in my own career and life for the summer months especially, and just recuperate some of these losses and widen myself horizontally to be able to come back to screens fresher and better for the next opportunities to come. Extremely thankful for it, and I thank you guys for watching. We will catch you guys on the next one.